The New World porcupines, family Erethizontidae, are large arboreal rodents, distinguished by the spiny coverings from which they take their name. They inhabit forests and wooded regions across North America, and into northern South America. Although both the New World and Old World porcupine families belong to the Hystricognathi branch of the vast order Rodentia, they are quite different and are not closely related. Characteristics: New World porcupines are stout animals, with blunt rounded heads, fleshy, mobile snouts, and coats of thick, cylindrical or flattened spines. The spines are mixed with long, soft hairs. They vary in size from the relatively small prehensile-tailed porcupines, which are around 30 centimeters long, and weigh about 900 grams, to the much larger North American porcupine, which has a body length of 86 centimeters and weighs up to 18 kilograms. They are distinguished from the Old World porcupines in that they have rooted molars, complete collarbones, entire upper lips, tuberculated soles, no trace of first front toes, and 4 teats. They are less strictly nocturnal than Old World species in their habits, and some types live entirely in trees, while others have dens on the ground. The long and powerful prehensile tails help them balance when they are in the treetops. The diets consist mainly of bark, leaves, and conifer needles, but can also include roots, stems, berries, fruits, seeds, nuts, grasses, and flowers. Some species also eat insects and small reptiles. Solitary offspring are born after a gestation period of up to 210 days, depending on the species. The young are born fully developed, with open eyes, and are able to climb trees within a few days of birth. Genera and species. There include 4 genera, of which the first is represented by the North American porcupine, a stout, heavily built animal, with long hairs almost to quite hiding its spines, 4 front and 5 hind toes, and a short, stumpy tail. It is a native of the greater part of Canada and the United States, where any remnant of the original forest is left. The tree porcupines contain 16 species. They are found throughout tropical South America, with 2 extending into Mexico. They are of a lighter build than the ground porcupines, with short, close, many-colored spines, often mixed with hairs, and prehensile tails. The hind feet have only 4 toes, owing to the suppression of the first, in place of which they have a fleshy pad on the inner side of the foot. Between this pad and the toes, branches and other objects can be firmly grasped as with the hand. These 3 genera are often united into a single genus co-endo. Genus Chaetomes, distinguished by the shape of its skull and the greater complexity of its teeth, contains C. subspinosus, a native of the hottest parts of Brazil. This animal is often considered a member of Achimaidae on the basis of its premolars. However, a molecular phylogeny based on the mitochondrial gene coding for cytochrome B combined to karyological evidence actually suggests the bristle-spined rat is more closely related to the Erethizontidae than to the Achimaidae, and is the sister group of all other Erethizontidae. Classification: Family Erethizontidae, subfamily Chaetomidae, genus Chaetomes, bristle-spined rat. C. subspinosus, subfamily Erethizontidae, genus Coendos, prehensile-tailed porcupines, bicolored spined porcupine. C. bicolor black dwarf porcupine. C. Nicothemera, Brazilian porcupine. C. Prehensillus, Andean porcupine. C. Quechua, Rothschild's porcupine. C. Rothschildi, Santa Marta porcupine. C. Sanctomatiaceae spiratus, a newly discovered species. C. Bacharitensis, a newly discovered species. Genus Echinoproctus, stump-tailed porcupine. E. Rufescens, genus Erethizon, North American porcupine. E. dorsatum, genus Sphigrus, streak dwarf porcupine S. Dichylospaphia porcupine S. Insidiosus black-tailed hairy dwarf porcupine S. Melanuras Mexican hairy dwarf porcupine S. Mexicanus frosted hairy dwarf porcupine S. Pruinosis rusmelns dwarf porcupine S. Rus marlinorum Paraguayan hairy dwarf porcupine S. Spinosus brown hairy dwarf porcupine S. Vestitus orange spined hairy dwarf porcupine S. Villosus